This is Black Views, bringing you the Black news. I want to talk to you about individualism, lack of leadership. To be a politician, a black politician, is all about individualism. Because I'm convinced there's absolutely nothing a black politician can do for you. So we're like little babies and shit. We're waiting for someone to do something for us because we've been told, well, if you vote, it's not happening because it's your fault because you haven't voted. Okay. Well, who are the people we're voting for? These are people that are picked by the establishment. So either way, they win. So voting is not the answer for us. Being on code is a survival code, understanding our situation, understanding our plight, and reacting based upon that. We're not talking about violence. We're not talking about crime. We're not talking about doing anything wrong. We're talking about abiding by the law. Being on code is an understanding and a reaction to it. Basically meaning we need to seek out black sellers, black creators, and buy black. We see all types of attire on the internet created by black people. We need to seek them out and purchase their products. That's how we can help heal ourselves. We must have love and compassion for ourselves. We lack that love because this love has been turned against us. There has been a wedge that has been put between the black woman and the black man. It has taken decades to create this. Sally Jesse Raphael, Oprah Winfrey, all these old head hoes have worked constructively to place a wedge between black women and black men. And so that hatred creates animosity towards one another. And then we're less likely to want to award one another the benefits. We have been created to be the crab in the barrel. We have been created to basically disregard one another's wants, needs, and desires. If you look around, you'll see black people with lots of money who make haste to spend with other communities. Watch with your own eyes. There are some people out here that'll show you up in front of other communities with their money and purchasing power. That same vigor to purchase must be done to ourselves. I truly believe that black products can be better. We have just been stunted out of the growth of research and development. There's no laboratories that allow black creators and black people to create things and make things. I mean, you'd have to go all the way back, when we had slavery, which was the greatest time in America, when you had inventors who were slaves, who were not allowed to copyright or trademark their inventions. So here we are today, everything already created by the white supremacists. They have created everything, pretty much. The cars, everything. So we have to buy from them. We have been used as an economical slave. So basically, when we were allowed to work and have jobs and things like that, we could only buy from one source. Even when you had white businesses, I'm sorry, even when we had black businesses, thriving black businesses, they still purchased from white supremacists. So all the way down the line, we have been used, but we still can control our spending power if we actually take the time to look and see. We are our own problems. Because although there are laws and policies put in place, we can still show resistance. Resistance to the force. It's just like Star Wars, you know, you had the rebellion, the resistance, man. They want to crush you, but you must resist, like all the other groups do to survive. See, the difference between immigrants and African Americans, foundational black Americans, is the agenda. And this is how it goes. When an immigrant comes to America, many of them, not all of them, they have saved up a certain amount of money in their homeland. They have saved up a certain amount of money so that they may travel. They understand this, that they need a few thousand or thousands of dollars to survive, because the people that have already come before them have told them that. This is the agenda. See, the agenda. They've already told them, hey, don't come over here unless you have a certain amount of money to do things you need to do. Identification, I don't know, bribe somebody, give somebody some money so they can get this particular paperwork for you. See, it's a scam. It's a scheme. America is a big ass scam to everybody else around the world. Remember, they used to call America the land of the big PX. Okay? And what that was meant was that, a lot of GIs would go to the Philippines. A lot of GIs would go to these Asian countries for what they call rest and relaxation. That was during the war, they called it R&R. So they would go travel to these Indonesian or Asian countries, and they would lay back. Prostitution on the rise, because that was the form of money. The GIs got paid on the 1st and 15th. They would come out, they would be in the war. Vietnam War, Korean, whatever the hell war it was. We can name any of them. They would need to take breaks after 30 days. There were like rules and regulations about how long a person can be in combat. So let's say after 30 days they had to go on R&R, a rotation. So those 30 days, they're not going to take them out of the war theater, which means like if they were in Vietnam, they're not going to take them out of that Pacific area. Okay, they're going to they're going to do rest and relaxation R&R somewhere around there. I don't know, one of those neutral countries, Asian neutral countries. So they would go over there, they would lay up, lax up, and they would meet a nice, fine young Asian woman, and they would want to get married. Okay, and so those Asians would want to I want to come to America, so they would give up the extra booty and shit, extra head or whatever the fuck they did, so that the GI would be like, I want you, and then they would come here. You see what I'm saying? They would come here. They already have a plan to be here. Everybody has a plan to be here. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. When they come to America, everybody knows what they need to get here. They understand that they need to come and create a business or work a job, save money to create a business so they can survive and thrive. And by the way, stay away from them niggas. No, I didn't say Africans. Stay away from the niggas, because that is what is told. See, the agenda is different. When you're coming from somewhere else, from your homeland, because they all have a homeland, a place that even if you screw up in America, they can deport you, which basically send your ass back. A free ticket at that. Back to where you come from. So you see, there's some type of layer of cushion, even if they don't want to go home. I don't care if it's war torn. I don't care what you say. You have a homeland. But blacks in America do not have an agenda. Okay, from the time of slavery, it was basically, fetch for yourself. The white supremacists were so evil that although they said slavery was over, where are you going to go? Do you see? Who's going to hire you? How are you going to make money? Slaves don't have money. Well, maybe some did, but what kind of economical currency is that? This guy has coins. He can't purchase. He don't have enough money to purchase anything, let alone materials to create something. So you see, it was just so vile and evil that black people had to create something out of nothing. They literally walked around with nothing. They had to hide in bushes, in the byways, in the highways. We didn't have highways, but they had byways, and they had to go in the bushes and hide and shit because they actually made laws that said, if you don't have a job, then we gotta lock you up. So think about what type of agenda did a slave have. Once again, when you talk about this, people act like it was so long ago. And why are you talking about slavery? Because now you're free. Well, what happened then affects us now. And only an uneducated person will think that, there's a difference. Only an uneducated person would think that you could have been slaves 200 years ago, and then now suddenly, you're slaves 200 years ago, and even after that, all the document, and I hate going through because I'm saying the same thing over and over. So like I said, there's millions and millions of paperwork and documentation to prove all the things that happened after Jim Crow and just layers of stuff. So the point I'm trying to make is the agenda is different. When you come from somewhere else, this place has been set up in your head for the American dream. When you are a black American, you're born here. It's like you are a seed trying to work your way out of concrete. Not dirt, fucking concrete, man. Through the dirt and the concrete. How was that? And that's the point I'm trying to make. So while you have immigrants that are not from here that will look to the left and right and say, I don't understand. We're in America. Those black people, the fact that someone can come from somewhere else and look down on the people that they know the history of. They actually know you were in slavery. They actually know that you were in bondage. They know this stuff. And they compete against you as if they don't know or they never knew. You have to think there's a great godly punishment that's coming for those people. Think about it. You intentionally come to a place that you know for a fact they have kept those people down. They have done things to those people. They have murdered those people. They have stolen from those people. They have raped and pillaged those people. And you actually make an effort to come from a place that's war-torn, that's already destroyed. And you come from a place there and come to this place and you look down on the indigenous people. Even the Africans, so-called homeland people, they come and they look down. They look down on the people. There has to be. And then, it's a lot of these people that pray 5 times a day. They do all these prayers. They're such holy people. And they look down on the black people in America. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, y'all must think black people don't believe in the Most High or believe in God. Man, it's one hell of a punishment coming for that ass. That's all I can say. Because how can you come from somewhere knowing something? I always turn this thing inside out. It's like you going to another country, and you get big ups over there. And even if you look like these people, you try to act like you are these people. Man, I'm trying to tell you. Disrespectful. looking down on us, talking to us any kind of way. Oh, I know, because I work in these industries with these people. And I know many of these, not all of them. Come on now. I'm not here to try to throw shade on immigrants that come here to work hard. I get it. I understand that. Who would want to be in a shitty ass country where nothing's happening? You want to move somewhere where things are happening. But like many immigrants that I have met and told me, they lie here. They make it look good till they get here, and now they pay their money up. They broke like everybody else. So think about it. You done fell for the game. You're looking down on other black people. It's a hell of a price to pay, boy, I tell you. And then you got nerve to be up in the beast of the belly doing this shit too. I'm trying to tell you, there's a God. So all these legislations and all these little things that y'all think you're doing, think about it for a second. Shit catching on fire. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking the sun getting hotter. You got coronavirus out. Yeah, I mean, you got all kind of shit going on around you that you're really not paying attention to and not understanding why it's happening. You're more concerned about Lizzo. That's what you're concerned about. You're concerned about Lizzo's fat ass and her talking about fat people. I don't know, man. Like being fat is worse than racism. Guess what? If I really felt that way, listen, I'm black. I don't want racism done to me, right? I don't want to have racism practiced upon me. So if I was fat and I felt like being fat was worse than racism, then I'd be losing weight by the pounds and shit. Like, I mean, if that was the problem, if that's all it was that I'm being discriminated against because I'm fat. What's wrong with Lizzo? Why is she out here promoting this? Why isn't she telling people or telling women that basically, hey, let's lose this weight together? Since it's so, racist to be fat. Man, we can get out of this. Come on, follow me. And it seemed like she would make more money getting skinnier. But that makes too much sense. See? What's supposed to happen is our agendas are to be destroyed by bullshit. You got all these other groups, immigrant groups at that come in here. Because keep in mind, I'm gonna tell you, all these so-called Asians that's been attacked, they're not even Americans. Okay, but they got an Asian hate bill put out there for people that's not even Americans. That we're not, Americans are not, these motherfuckers are not Americans. Okay? They came from somewhere else. They're immigrants and they got attacked or whatever. Some bum attacked their ass. They out here 2, 3, or 4 in the morning. I don't know what the fuck they doing. Some bum, some mentally ill individual has attacked them. And now we got an Asian hate bill with money attached to that shit. Y'all don't see the con going on? Bro, this is a con, man. Okay? Any reasonable, logical person can try to sit there and analyze this and look at the situation and be like, well, black people been keeping score for a long time. We've been told for years, next year, next time. We like a step, not even a stepchild. We like a motherfucking child whose father can't come pick him up on time. Like that's what it is. We're constantly being told next time. Well, if you get through it this time, we're gonna get it done next time. We gotta do this so we can do it next time. And all the black politicians go along with it. All the ones that have been hired to watch the door, they just go along with the shit. Don't say nothing. You know why? Because in their mind, they have made it. They are successful. They are getting 6 figures a year. They are taking their kids are able to go to college with one swipe. They can pay their house note. They can pay 2 house notes with their paycheck. So it's sweet. Why cause any ruffles? And that's what we're dealing with. So voting is de facto, and it's like it's no use like voting. Like I don't want to hear that shit no more. I'm tired of hearing Roland Martin's fat ass and all the old black media continue to tell us that voting is the answer. Vote for what? And then when it's time to vote, they don't even tell you what to vote for. They don't ask for shit. They don't say we have to vote for what they want to give us. That's what it looks like. They just have these items on the board here, and then all the hand-selected people will go out. They're going to go out here and they're going to, pick. Well, I don't know. Fucking tell us to vote for somebody that's going to tell us that they're going to do something for us, like Biden did. He sat up there. Thank you, black people. I appreciate all the shit that you did. Thank you for putting me. Actually had a nerve to say thank you for putting me over the fucking top. And then you got an Asian hate bill going on that's only used against black people. See? Then they're gonna have a gay bill. So think about it. If you say something in reference to an Asian about coronavirus, or you say something, I don't know, racial against them, like we're constantly called N-word, we're constantly called that word, we're constantly called that word. But if you say something to them that offends them, guess what? They can file charges against you, right? So we must be mindful. Like we actually have to be mindful. We actually have to not be emotional. We need to take time and think about what's going on, especially when it's someone outside your group that's coming at you with some BS. Okay, so LGBTQ member wants to, I guess you could have said, "Here's your change," and they would have said, "What you call me, sir, or you call me, ma'am?" Listen, don't feed into it. Don't buy into it. And for many of us, I know they can't. They're incapable of not buying into it. But we have to move on. We have to put a barrier up, like all the other groups. Like go walk up to an Asian and say something to them. They keep it moving. They won't even speak to you. In fact, if you're adamant about asking the Asian a question, their response in their face is gonna look at you like you fucking bothering me. Like what? Okay, and that's how I feel like, for me, sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to avoid these other groups, man. Because you have to ask yourself, do they mean you any well? Somebody come up and start talking wacky to you and crazy, just move on. Like for us, we have to move on. Because we involve ourselves with that, we're the ones that's going to get arrested. We're the ones that's going to be seen as the aggressor. Okay? Everyone sees black people as aggressors to them. But it's the farthest from the truth. See, many of these other groups, they want to disrespect you. And when you try to like, hey, you're not disrespecting me, then that's what the problem is. They feel like they can, if you talk, let's say it could be two black people talking, they can walk right up to you and start asking questions while you're talking. No excuse me, no anything. That's what many of these immigrants do. They just start talking like it's like you're not important. What you're saying means nothing. And see, black people, we have to learn to avoid shit. Remember what I told you. You may not be able to control the policy. You may not be able to control the actions of white supremacists. But you don't have to indulge in what creates you as being a criminal. You have to know and understand that you are at war. If you don't feel like you're at war, then you're going to sit here and you're going to act like everything's equal. Everybody, you have rights. You don't have rights. Has it been shown time and time and time again that you do not have rights and that those rights are not meant for you? Man. These people complain and whine. And you will slowly see that all the things that you talk about, all the things that black people are trying to achieve are fading away. Look right now in America. Your issue is never first. Although there could be a brother and a sister dying every week, your issue is not important. Someone else from somewhere else's issue is important. So black people, we need to start we need to wake up and start assuming that someone else is going to do something for us. They're not going to do anything for us. We have to have a code. We have to wake up and look and listen. Please like and subscribe. This is B-Jax with Black Views. Have a great day.